Welcome to the ESI Africa studio. With us today we've got Knox Msebenzi, our resident energy expert, and we're going to be looking at the future role of Eskom and the possibility of unbundling. Welcome, Knox. Let's dive straight into it. Knox, what is your opinion in terms of Eskom and the role of the utility moving forward, possibly within the next 5 to 10 years?
I think the conversation has got to take place in an honest and transparent way in terms of all the stakeholders bringing their opinions onto the table. The leadership obviously has to come from government in terms of policy. But I think what is important is all the important stakeholders, the rich, the poor, the industrialists, the communities must be involved in the process of coming up with a policy. We cannot have a situation where a few interested groups are leading the transformation of Eskom for self-interest. What is paramount in the restructuring of Eskom, if any, is it has got to take into consideration national objectives, interests of various groups. Energy is of paramount importance in the development of the country. It is too important to live in the hands of a few people or a few investors for that matter. It is very, very important that the conversation is done properly and is led from the top by government from a policy point of view, not just from an investor point of view in terms of making money.
Absolutely. That's actually such a good point. And I believe that you are spot on when you say it has to involve all stakeholders and not just be from the top down. Knox, if we look at unbundling, do you believe that there's a future for unbundling in South Africa?
It has got to be looked at in the context of the developmental aspects of the country. What are the economic objectives? The underlying plans for the country, the economic development plan, has got to be talking to some of these issues. There is a context to everything. The unbundling of Eskom has got to be addressing certain objectives, not because such a utility in Germany or in Tokyo is unbundled, therefore we are following the trend. We are at a certain stage of development as a developing country, basically. We need to take into consideration the entire population in terms of what does the unbundling actually bring. And what unbundling will not do is solve governance issues. Some people think you've got a problem with governance, you unbundle, you simply multiply the problem 3 times if you don't solve the fundamental issue about the governance issues. So let's not just talk about the unbundling as if it's a panacea to solve the problems of any organization whatsoever. It has got to be done for a reason. It has got to be done, certainly in cases where people are talking about a conflict of interest. Let that be addressed. But even then, it must be addressed in a very responsible, where everybody is involved. Participation in that debate must be paramount.
Knox, such wise words. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all we have time for. And thank you to our viewers for watching us as well. My name is Pamela Larg, and I'm reporting from African Utility Week. Thank you very much.